If you've ever looked up at the clock and thought to yourself, it's dinner time already, you're not alone. Today, I'm sharing one of my go-to weeknight meals that saves the day every time. Red Lentil Pasta Primavera. It's hearty, healthy, packed with colorful veggies, and best of all, it's on the table in about 15 minutes. Yes, even if you didn't plan ahead. This dish is proof that eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. So if you're craving something fast, nourishing, and super delicious, you're in the right place. Let's get cooking. Hi friends, Stephanie here. My Red Lentil Pasta Primavera is one of the dishes in my free ebook, The Green Sage Quick Dinners Guide, featuring my favorite recipes that come together in about 20 minutes or less. You can download your copy at my website, greensagelife.com, but there's also a link below in the description. On the stove behind me, I've started a pot of water. After you do the same, this would be a great time to chop the veggies to go on top of the pasta while you wait for the water to boil. You could also just use a bag of frozen vegetables and thaw them in the microwave. Today I happen to have on hand some of my favorites: red onion, bell pepper, zucchini, mushrooms, and broccoli. But you should feel free to substitute your favorites. Once the water comes to a boil, we'll add our red lentil pasta. It contains only one ingredient, red lentils, which means it's super nutritious, high in fiber and protein, and it's gluten-free, and it cooks up super quickly. Let's go over to the stove and cook it together now. The water is boiling, so we'll add the red lentil pasta. Stir it immediately so it won't stick to the bottom of the pot or to itself, and you'll want to continue stirring occasionally as it simmers. Once the water returns to a boil, reduce the heat a little bit and set your timer right away for 8 minutes. Red lentil pasta goes from al dente to overcooked really quickly, so you'll want to keep a close eye on it starting from the 8-minute mark. Now, while the pasta cooks, we'll do a broth sauté of our vegetables. This allows us to skip the oil, which would otherwise contribute saturated fat and a lot of empty calories with little nutritional benefit. Turn on the heat under a large sauté pan and add just enough broth to cover the bottom slightly. And we'll begin by sautéing our onions. With the broth sauté, you start with just a little bit of broth, and then you add more as it evaporates, so there's only ever a small layer of broth in the bottom of the pan. This prevents the vegetables from sticking. Once the onions have begun to soften, we'll add the other veggies. We'll start with the denser veggies first, since they take longer to cook. In this case, we'll go with the red bell pepper. And then the broccoli will come next. After the broccoli begins to soften, then we'll add the lighter veggies. Today, that's the mushrooms and the zucchini. These veggies will tend to release more water into the pan as they cook, so you may not need to add as much broth from this point forward, but again, keep adding it as you need it. And I'm just going to taste one piece of the red lentil pasta to see if it's done. Usually I pull one out of the pot and then rinse it under cool water so it doesn't burn me. Close, but it needs just a couple more minutes. Once the vegetables have softened substantially, you can add your seasonings. I like to add garlic powder, dried basil, Trader Joe's fermented black garlic, some sea salt, and some black pepper. And then I'll just stir that in. It smells amazing. Once the pasta is done, strain it immediately through a strainer. Next, I like to pour my tomato sauce into the pot I just used to cook the pasta. The pot is still hot, so it serves to warm the tomato sauce a little bit. I get this jarred tomato sauce from Trader Joe's. It's their low-fat tomato basil marinara, and it has very little oil in it, unlike most store-bought tomato sauces, so this is a great choice. Add the pasta to the sauce as soon as you can, and then stir it immediately to coat it. And now it's basically ready to plate and serve. Spoon the pasta into your dinner bowls, and then top with the sautéed veggies. Then add a sprinkling of pine nuts. And one of my favorite ways to garnish a dish is with microgreens. These tiny little shoots are nutritional powerhouses. They are so flavorful and really good for you. Plus, they're really pretty. And that's it. It came together so beautifully, simply, easily, and quickly. It's delicious. Definitely a restaurant-worthy meal and just so good for you too. I hope you love this one as much as I do. You'll find the recipe below in the description, as well as in my free ebook, Quick Dinners, available on my website. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel too for more healthy, delicious, plant-based recipes. Again, I'm Stephanie of Green Sage, wishing you good health and delicious food. I'll see you again next time.